Hey, and welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to do a quick video update. Today is an exciting day because I actually did something right, or did something new that I've never done before regarding plants. If you are new here, this is a channel where I talk about my houseplants and do different DIYs with them. So if that interests you, be sure to subscribe so you can see more videos like this one. And if you are a recurring viewer, thank you so much for coming back and watching another video. I really sincerely appreciate it. I can't believe that there's 800 people here who listen to me, so that's really exciting and I really appreciate it. I have some even more exciting news. I was actually just doing laundry and I looked up at my plant shelf, which if you've never seen that before, you can go back to my past videos. I have this little IKEA cubby station that I use and put plants in and grow lights. And so I did that, a year ago, and I have a whole video on it, but I keep a lot of my plants there. And honestly, I have not been looking at them as frequently anymore. And I just looked up and saw something really exciting that I wanted to do an update video on, and it was already an exciting thing, but now it's even more exciting. So we'll just get into it. I will insert the month here because I don't know when or like how long it has been since I've done this, but I purchased 2 orchids, just regular old orchids. I couldn't even tell you like what the typical or what the technical botanical name of these orchids are. Not like a jewel orchid, but just orchids that you see in all of the grocery stores around Valentine's Day, which is coming up, and just different, holidays. Springtime especially, you see the really big, beautiful ones with the blooms, and they always get me because they are beautiful. And I always remember my grandma having them and being able to like keep them alive, but I myself have tried and could never keep them alive. I purchased a really pretty one from a grocery store, and it was a massive, like beautiful blue petals. Maybe I'll try to find a video of it or a picture of it. And I thought that I could keep it alive and get it to rebloom. I failed. I did not keep it alive and it did not rebloom. It basically rotted. And so there were a few things that I found out with them and shared. I think I shared them on a just a typical orchid care video. I'm now contemplating in my head whether or not I did this, but I think I did. But anyways, my findings with them were just light and water. I also do not like having water in the crown of them. And that is what I did with my previous orchid. I totally rotted it out because I let all the water get in there and it just became really mushy and disgusting, and all of the leaves started to fall off after that. And if there are no leaves to produce the photosynthesis, oh wow, we're just going to skip past that tonight, then they can't survive. But I decided to purchase 2 new orchids last year, and I think it was around or after Mother's Day, because they were all, it was like one of them was $3 and the other one was $10. It was a smaller one. It was really cute though, and so it got me. So I did purchase those 2, and I have successfully kept them alive. I let them get through their blooming phase, and then I posted a video on what I was doing to try and get them to rebloom. And guess what? It was a success. Look at that. That one's in a rebloom, and that one right here is about to rebloom. And so I just wanted to share this update and also go back to my previous video sharing all of the things that I did for these, because there were a few things that didn't go as planned, I guess. This one absolutely did. So this one was the one that was $3, $4, and looked to be in sad condition. It actually only had 1 bloom on it, I believe, when I purchased it. Otherwise, it was just this. So I thought it was a really good tester to try this method out. Now, there are a few things here. I have not watered it. Like I said, I have not looked at it, have not watered it. So the leaves are definitely shriveled up. They're like a Hoya, and their leaves are very thick, and they don't require a lot of water at all whatsoever. I probably water them once a month. However, they will tell you when their leaves get to shrivel like this that they need watered. So I have it in the same sphagnum moss that it came in. I wanted to try it completely, just go for it and see what happened. And it really did. So you can see all of the new roots are forming or have formed here. And there were new ones on the outside, but they definitely are rotted. So I'm hoping that this guy is okay from me neglecting it. But this is a completely new leaf right here. And again, this is the new shoot right here. And then this is a new budding point off of an old shoot right here. And then this is the new shoot right here. And so that's what I kind of wanted to point out in this video. So my assumption was that when you cut them back to the place before the last like bud, so right here, it budded out. Here, though, had not. And so I chopped it here just to see because I was very nervous. And then over here, you can see I chopped it all the way back to where it had not budded out, like one of these had not come out. And nothing came out of it. Nothing came out of it. But it's coming out here, a completely new shoot and a new offshoot for blooms. So this one, again, did like the typical, like they would say it would. It came off of the old shoot and it's reblooming. You can see the pods right there. And so I'm not sure, maybe in a couple days I'll have blooms on it because I don't recall what this color was, but this one here, this is my smaller one. This one's doing really well. It definitely needed some water. You can see that its leaves are completely curled up, but it actually had 3 new leaves come out. So this is a new one, this is a new one, and this is a new one right here. So all those 3 little baby leaves, those are all new, and it's really impressive of myself. And then this. So this is a new shoot right here. These are the old shoots. So you can see here how the old shoots on this one completely dried up and just are there. I can't pull them out like a typical plant. They're really brittle, and that one just broke. But I've tried to pull it out and just see if it would come down, but it's like a stick, which is very fascinating to me. So there's nothing coming off of those ones. But again, it has completely put out a new shoot, and it will eventually grow buds just like that one and bloom, so long as I keep it in the right water and make sure. But this one you can see has a ton of new roots. I mean, these are all completely new. This guy was very well rooted, but you can tell here, look at all of those. They're all really happy. They should be silver and green like this one, not like this one. That's black and rotted. Yeah, those are not healthy. Those are healthy. But again, it's because I failed to water it. So all I did for these guys was kept them in consistent light. I kept them under my Brina 5-watt grow light in my little cubby area, and didn't touch them other than that. I watered them once a month or when I remember them, and just kept the lighting consistent. Otherwise, I just left them alone and let them grow. Now I'm going to have to go back because I don't know how many months this took to regrow or to rebloom, but it's pretty exciting that they're on like the same schedule, if that makes sense. They started to get a new shoot, a bloom shoot at the same time, and then they started to like really, produce, and obviously this one is a little faster, but actually put out buds. And so I wouldn't say that one was quicker than the other. Again, I'm sure that these are the same type of orchid. I mean, they are. It's just this is a smaller baby version than this one. But I kind of was expecting, I guess, this one to grow a little bit faster than the smaller one, just thinking that this is in a juvenile state and this is more of an adult, kind of typical of how monsteras get fenestrations if they're an older, I almost said wiser, older, more mature plant, then the fenestrations start to come. But yeah, they honestly took the same amount of time, but that was my experience. So I will link the video that I took of this originally to show where they started and to show my process, because I did it all on video. And then I know that there was another orchid in that one, which was a jewel orchid, which I do have. I was gifted a jewel orchid, and I think that they're really beautiful. But mine was starting to grow really like leggy and not be pretty. And so I decided in that same video to chop it back, because I heard that you could propagate them. You could just chop and propagate them. And so I did that. Guess what? it's growing as well. It's taken it an extremely long time, I feel like, to get this far versus some of my other plants. But as you can see, I just have it right here on this bottom shelf in my greenhouse shelving unit. I do not have this closed or humidifier going, even though there is a humidifier right there. But it just sat consistently under the same Barina light, and all of them, I think, are blooming. Yes. So this one is the last one to bloom, but it is budding right there. Otherwise, every single one of them have produced new foliage. And then this is the mother plant. This is what I cut off of it. Like, see how this is growing? I don't think they like the highlight like that. I definitely think that it's starting to bend them because they're moving away from the light, not up at all whatsoever, which is what they were doing in my home, is they were just growing straight up, and they do lose all their leaves. Is that normal? I don't know if that's normal. But again, when I had it just sitting in the house, it started to lose all of its lower leaves and would only produce leaves up top. So I don't know if that's normal. Again, this was gifted. This wasn't a plant that I was like, oh yeah, I really want it because I know anything about it. I didn't. Oh, and I see a spider mite infestation. That's just great. That's my, what left. This is what's left of my El Choco Red, which is super disappointing, but that's a story for another day. But this one, as you can see right here, this actually bloomed while I still had it in a pot before I propagated it, and they were really pretty. And I do have videos on that on my Instagram channel. But it has not bloomed since. Nothing's come of it. It has got a new offshoot. So like right here is the new offshoot. This is the original plant, if that makes any sense. This is what's grown from it since, which I thought was fascinating. Once they bloom, apparently that stem dies off and it doesn't grow anymore, and they grow a whole new shoot. So technically I could have just chopped this off and propagated that, but here we are. But yeah, it did. It did. It kind of died, kind of did, but it also is thriving and doing really well. So those were my 3 updates on my orchids that I was so proud of and so excited to see what color these are. So be sure to follow me on Instagram. I'll probably post a video there. But yes, if you want to try and do this with your orchids that you have that you just throw away after they bloom because you don't know what to do with them, go check out my previous video.